So, Ollie, tell me about this project of yours that you're doing. It sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I shot an episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier right before the shutdown, which is, a series that Marvel and Disney Plus are producing, which is the continued adventures of our beloved Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I was just so thrilled to be there. I had such a blast with all of those wonderful superheroes.
And what was your role exactly? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I play a character named Dr. Wilfred Nagel, and there's a lot of build up to him. There's a big search for him. They have some information that he may have some answers to their big questions about this super soldier serum and how it has come up again and how many people may have it and did he make it, etc. And it's important that they get to him as soon as they can.
Nice. What was the biggest challenge about playing the role?
That's such a good question. I think the biggest challenge was to feel like I wasn't dropping the ball in some way, to come into this incredibly well established world, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and have a corner of the story that I'm responsible for to just sort of drop in for a couple of days and shoot something and have to sort of being a guest on a TV show often feels like you have to sort of jump on a moving train and not attract any attention and not make it clear that you don't really know anybody or totally know the environment of the set or what the working dynamic is going to be like. Having to deal with all of that and execute your job as well as you possibly can feel really challenging. And luckily, everyone there made it as easy as possible. They're warm and wonderful, inclusive people, but that can be a frightening feeling.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And what would you say was your favorite part about filming this role?
I think how great the people are. I mean, they, those superheroes have been working together for a decade now in a lot of cases. And they made me feel like I had been with them the whole time. I didn't feel like a guest in any way. I didn't feel like, an intruder in the home or something like that. They made me feel like, you're on board now, so come have fun with us. And
Okay.
that's what made it a special job. It would have been an exciting job no matter what, but the people and how fantastic they are really was special to me getting to be with them.
And do you think you'll be back? I mean, I know you can't give too much away, but do we want to come back or?
Do I want to come back?
Yeah.
Yes. Do I know anything about me coming back? No. But I would be thrilled and honored if that happened. But yeah, I certainly can't spoil anything on any front.
I know, but I want you back. You sound like
Thank
you have
you.
an amazing character, and I think we want you back. So,
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
and what else are you working on?
I'm going to head back to New York City next week after a long time with my family in Florida, and I'm excited to see what comes up next. I had an episode. Genji Cohen made a quarantine series for Netflix a couple months ago called Social Distance that was released, and I did an episode of that came out a couple months ago that I really, really love. And it felt so wonderful getting an opportunity to work during this lockdown time. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see what comes up next. I'm excited to head back home.
Yeah, New York City. I'm from New York originally too. I love that area.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, what part of New York are you from?
I am from Florida. I mostly grew up in Florida, but I live in Manhattan now.
Nice, nice. So you know good food.
I do know some good food. I'm excited to get back and order from my favorite restaurants.
And tell me a fun fact about yourself.
Oh, wow. Um, that's a really good question. Um, I mean, I think that the answer probably has to be that I'm a dual citizen between Finland and the United States because my parents are both born and raised in Finland. And as a result of that, my dad screwed up my citizenship paperwork at one point, and what that resulted in is me being on the most wanted list in Finland for about 2 years, because Finland thought I was doing the equivalent of draft dodging there. And, and so that was a bit of a mess that had to be straightened out.
Oh,
That
geez.
does technically mean that I am an international fugitive, which ties in, I have to say, it ties in pretty well with this role on The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's in an area of the world where, um, a bunch of criminals and questionable people go to hide.
Nice.
It was all research, ultimately.
Research, yes. Nice. And since we're a TV site, what are you watching on TV these days?
Oh, I'm going back and rewatching all of Veep, which I really loved years ago. And I just wanted something comforting and fun and delightful. And so I've been rewatching Veep, which is really, it's even better than I remembered. But in terms of new shows, I was really blown away by I May Destroy You a couple months ago. One of my best friends is Monica Raymond, who's the lead of Hightown on Stars, and that's a gorgeous show. Um, those are sort of my two recent new favorites. But part of this time has been, it's been fun to go back to, oldies but goodies.
Yeah, I think so too. I like watching all the old school stuff. It gets me, back and remembering stuff, reminiscing, if you will.
Totally, yeah.
And where can we find you on social media?
I'm only on Instagram, and that is my first name Olli, my middle initial A, and then my last name Haaskivi.
Perfect. We'll make sure to send you a follow. Thank you for taking the time today. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.